Derrick Rose wasn't supposed to be human. He moved like a glitch in the NBA system, a player who defied physics and challenged every limit of what a point guard could be. In 2011, he became the youngest MVP in NBA history, and then, in just a moment, everything fell apart. But this isn't just a story about injuries. It's about one of the greatest comebacks basketball has ever seen. This is the rise, fall, and resurrection of Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose grew up on the south side of Chicago, a place where basketball isn't just a sport, it's survival. Even in high school, Rose wasn't flashy. He wasn't loud. He didn't dance after big plays or beg for attention. He just destroyed everyone in front of him. His speed was unreal. His poise was years beyond his age. And his ability to get to the rim made scouts ask one question: how do you guard something like this? At Memphis under John Calipari, Rose dominated. Explosive drives, clutch shots, a trip to the national championship. By the 2008 NBA draft, there was no debate. Derrick Rose wasn't a prospect. He was a franchise. And destiny brought him home, drafted by the Chicago Bulls, the city he grew up in. The Windy City finally had a new star. Rose entered the league calm, quiet, humble, and then he played like a storm. In his rookie year, he dropped 36 points in a playoff game, the most by a rookie since Kareem. He made all-star teams. He put defenders on posters. He made crowds gasp every single night. But the 2010 to 2011 season was different. Derrick Rose didn't just improve, he transformed into the most unstoppable point guard in the league. Averaging 25 points and nearly 8 assists while carrying the Bulls to 62 wins, he did what no one expected. He won MVP. At just 22 years old, he became the youngest MVP in NBA history, younger than LeBron, younger than Jordan, younger than anyone who ever held the trophy. And the crazy part? It felt like he was still getting better. Chicago believed again. The league believed again. Derrick Rose wasn't the future, he was the present. And then, everything changed. April 28th, 2012, first round of the playoffs, Bulls versus Sixers. Chicago was up by double digits. Rose didn't even need to be in the game. Then it happened. A drive to the lane, a jump stop, a collapse. Derrick Rose tore his ACL, and in that moment his entire career and the future of the Chicago Bulls changed forever. The rehab was long, the pressure was massive, and when he finally returned, the nightmare continued. A torn meniscus in one knee, then the other knee, then another setback. 3 years of constant injuries. 3 years of what-ifs. 3 years of a legend fading before our eyes. The explosive Derrick Rose we remembered was gone, and people started calling him a bust, a what could have been. The internet turned on him. Analysts said he'd never be a starter again. But Derrick Rose never lost something far more important than athleticism. He never lost his belief. Most players would have quit. Most players would have accepted their downfall. Not Derrick Rose. He kept fighting, through surgeries, through setbacks, through teams giving up on him. He rebuilt his game. He rebuilt his confidence. He rebuilt his career piece by piece. And then came the night. November 1st, 2018. Timberwolves versus Jazz. Derrick Rose scored 50 points. 50. The arena exploded. Teammates ran to him. Fans cried. Rose himself could barely speak after the game. It wasn't just a performance. It was a statement. He wasn't the MVP Rose. He wasn't the 22-year-old superhero. But he didn't need to be. He had become something else. A survivor. A veteran. A master of the game. Derrick Rose had risen again. Derrick Rose's story is not just about basketball. It's about resilience. It's about heart. It's about refusing to be defined by pain. He didn't become the player everyone thought he would be. But he became something far more powerful. A symbol of perseverance. A reminder that greatness isn't measured only by trophies, but by how many times you stand back up after being knocked down. Derrick Rose may not be the youngest MVP anymore. He may not be the fastest or the most explosive, but his legacy is secure because Derrick Rose showed the world that even when your body betrays you, your spirit doesn't have to. This is the rise, fall, and resurrection of Derrick Rose, one of the most inspiring stories in NBA history.